Hello, NDP, and thank you for joining us for this week's NDP Live video announcements. I'm Carlo Lanza.
And I'm Aiden Pattison. It's Thursday, November 11th, Veterans Day. We want to take a moment to recognize and honor those who have served and who are serving our country.
NDP Live reporter John Schindler sat down with two of our NDP teachers who are veterans about what today means to them and their time in the service.
Miss Woj and Deacon Carboni both fought for our country before dedicating their lives to teaching us. They both say they hope people understand freedom is not free.
I'm glad that as a country we take time to celebrate and respect those people that have served.
Although I served, I think it's a great day to look at people who've really sacrificed. I mean, it's nice to be recognized for serving, but it's more important to recognize the people that have sacrificed, whether their lives physically or mentally. So many soldiers come back with so many unseen wounds. I think we really need to kind of respect what they've done and really acknowledge.
From a personal standpoint, I got skills, I got information, how to problem solving.
Of course, discipline. And then when I got out, it was so easy to find a job because as soon as they see you have a military background, they want you because they figure you're going to show up. You know, you have a work ethic, the little things.
Also, I think the military provided me confidence to be a leader.
I got to travel a lot with them. We went to Spain and England. I got to see a lot of different things, meet a lot of different people, experience a lot of different cultures. It was very eye-opening, honestly.
Definitely from a personal development type of perspective, that's where I learned where if I wanted to become something or do something, I have the brain power to do it, you know? And don't get me wrong, anybody has that. But you have to tap into it, you have to discover it. And I think that's what the military in general provided for me.
We also asked the NDP community to share photos of those in their lives who have served or are serving. Here are those heroes. To read the stories behind the pictures, head to our website, ndpsaints.org. For NDP Live, I'm John Schindler.
Thanks, John, and thank you to all of our service members, past, present, and future.
Tomorrow is 8th grade day, and it's going to be an exciting day as hundreds of 8th graders get a glimpse at what life is like at NDP.
Some of you will be here helping showcase NDP. Most of you will not be here on campus. Friday will be a virtual day. However, there will be no live classes. Each of your teachers will post an assignment for you to do on Canvas. Regardless if you're at home or here on campus, everyone must complete their class assignment by 8 a.m. Monday to be marked present for Friday.
It's going to be an amazing day. And speaking of great events, next Tuesday, the 16th, is our annual turkey drive in support of St. Mary's Food Bank. The St. Thomas Aquinas Scholars have been working hard to make sure no one goes without this Thanksgiving.
So the turkey drive is hosted by the St. Thomas Aquinas program, and basically you can just drop off a turkey to wherever you get dropped off usually, and then you can get 4 extra house points and wear sweats or jeans that day.
These turkeys are going to be going to St. Mary's Food Bank.
So St. Mary's usually needs around 12,000 turkeys, but because of COVID still going on, they need around 15,000 this year. So we're providing the extra help.
So come in on November 16th and you can drop off your turkey where you get dropped off in the car lines, and they'll give you a wristband for sweats or jeans.
Thank you guys so much for donating.
We love to see the support.
Remember to bring in a turkey on the morning of November 16th for a free sweatpants day.
Which house wants to win the next competition while also helping kids in need?
Listen up, everyone. The National Honor Society will be collecting toys and games for children until December 13th. You can drop off your donations before or after school in the CCI as soon as today. Not only will you be helping underprivileged kids, but also you'll be helping your house. Each donation counts as 1 point for your house, and the house with the most points wins.
We have so many wonderful events throughout this month. And Carlo, this is one you won't want to miss. Grandparents' Day. It'll be on Tuesday, November 23rd at 10:30 a.m. in the gym. You can register at ndpsaints.org/the-scoop.
This month is Catholic Black History Month. The Diversity Student Union is working closely with NDP to help celebrate influential African American members of the Catholic faith and historic Black saints. This week, we hear from visiting priest Father Clement Atai.
Hi Saints, my name is Father Clement Atai. I'm from Nigeria. I've been in the United States only for about 4 years. I've been a priest for 11 years, and before my ministry here in the US, I basically worked for the most part in the seminary, helping form young seminarians for the priesthood. My journey to the priesthood, it's a kind of a funny one. I was so immersed in playing soccer, and my elder brother played soccer, and it was just what we loved doing. And I had friends who were Muslim, and I was very close to them. My elder brother at a point in his journey became a Muslim, and at that point I started thinking more about life and about God. And for some reason, vocation came, I started thinking about it, and a friend transferred to my school, and he told me about the charismatic renewal. I went, I saw, and I fell in love with God, and I inquired how to become a priest, and God just opened that door for me, and since then it's been a beautiful experience. A wonderful one. One thing I would say that really triggered me was the fact that the friends that I had started living a lifestyle that was really self-destructive. We started like having a group, and there was always fighting, and it eventually evolved into real people killing each other. And at that point, God just like snatched me away from that very destructive path, and for that I'm really grateful for saving me. So I see my vocation as God saving me from something that would have destroyed my life. When I was a seminarian, we had opportunity to preach to our fellow students. So the first time I was given that opportunity to preach, I sang at the end of my homily, and the students were crying, and people felt touched, and I received a lot of great feedback. So I thought that was something that God gave to me to share. Although I don't have any expertise in music, I only like to sing. So one that quickly comes to mind is Saint Bakita. She was a slave, but her story is very powerful. Someone who had a very difficult circumstance, but did not allow that circumstance to define her life, to define her path. And so we can look up to her and see that no matter the challenges we go through in life, there is still that grace to rise beyond our challenges and become who God wants us to be. And so I really love her for that. I like to live with this belief that most people are broken. They are not like terribly evil. They are broken. So what they do to us that brings us pain is out of their brokenness. And that gives me that grace to try to love people in spite of the hurt they bring to others. And try to see the good. People are not like completely evil. There is still some goodness in them because the image of God is still in them. So I try to look at that positive aspect and celebrate the good in everyone I meet in my life.
Hey Saints, tonight our NDP girls volleyball team will take on South Point tonight in the gym at 6:30 p.m. for the state semifinals. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for kids with their high school ID, active military, and seniors. Your NDP ID will not get you in for free. We have a link to buy tickets on ndpsaints.org/the-scoop. The Notre Dame Prep girls swimming and diving team finished 6th in the AIA Division III Girls State Championships on Saturday. Our varsity football team played top-ranked Saguaro on Friday. Unfortunately, it was a tough loss for the Saints with a final score of 42-28. The final regular season game will be tomorrow against Horizon. It's also senior night and the AIA Game of the Week. Playoffs brackets will be announced on Saturday. The Notre Dame Prep cross-country program had a great day at the AIA Division III Metro Section meet as the girls finished second and the boys placed third as both teams qualify for the AIA D3 State Championships, which will take place Saturday.
Now it's time for our favorite segment of the week, Saints of the Week. Today we honor two staff members, Miss Sydney Glenn and Mr. Clayton Winters. Miss Glenn recently joined us after a career in television news reporting. And get this, Saints, this weekend she was nominated for 2 Emmys.
It was so much fun. I felt like a princess. I had this big, beautiful dress. I got my hair done. It was so much fun. And just to see some of the different people, not only that I grew up watching on TV, but also people that I've worked with from Utah as well. So that was really neat. And I got to bring my Nana because she was always my #1 fan. She used to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and watch my early morning news shows back when I was in South Carolina. So it was a really special experience to go and, you know, really a dream come true, I think, for everyone who is in the news business to get to go to something like this. I was nominated in 2 different categories. One was for a feature piece that I did on a man with MS. His social worker, actually, his hospice social worker, had him write a letter to people on hiking trails, just something to kind of be therapeutic. Well, she ended up going up on some hiking trails and dropping off this letter, and it just really spread across the entire world, and people started sending him photos, and because of that, kind of the power of being happy, he was able to get off hospice, and he's doing as well as he can be. And then the other one was for a special that I worked on with my station on the COVID-19 pandemic and the turning point as schools shut down, as businesses shut down, as everything kind of went quiet. As I close out this chapter of my life, I think it was kind of the perfect way to say goodbye to news. Knowing that I did this, that I did so many amazing things over my 6 years in news, told so many amazing stories, and then to get to go there as my final thing in this business was really special to me for so many different reasons, and also a great way for me to just know that I really am done. I'm done with news, but it was such a great experience. You have to want it so bad. The 2 a.m. wake-up calls, Christmas, Thanksgiving, every holiday, all of your weekends, you give it up. You give up so much for this job, and especially in this world that we're in right now, it's incredibly challenging and people push you really hard. But it's so incredible to be able to have almost a backstage look to the world, right? As the pandemic was happening, you were in there, standing there in front of the governor as he said, we're shutting down schools, as he said, we have our first case. You're talking to business owners about how they're struggling. You're there for everybody's big moments. Sometimes the bad moments, and that part's really difficult, but also sometimes those great moments, like when I did a story about a young boy I'd been following for years when he got to finally ring that bell that he was cancer-free. I mean, you get to do so many incredible things. So I would say if you want it, know how much you're gonna sacrifice. You're gonna live in places like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and you are gonna have all sorts of crazy adventures, but you're also gonna make some of the best friends in the world, and you're gonna get to do things that no one else gets to do. It's funny because when I was a student at Notre Dame, I didn't even do video announcements. Even though I knew I wanted to be in news, I never did that. And I think that looking at what they have to offer now, I wish that I had that back then. These kids are really able to have the opportunity to see if this is something they want to do before they go into college, and I want to help foster that for people. I was laughing with somebody the other day and I said, I think I'm honestly the only TV news journalist that has ever come out of Notre Dame. And I hope that that changes. I hope that I'm able to kind of spark something in people and offer these type of classes with Mr. Henderson so people can get a taste of it and see if this is something that they are passionate about. News is changing, but it's not dying. It's probably not going to be the same as when I did it. You're probably not going to be sitting there at 5 o'clock at night watching the evening news every day. It's probably going to be on demand, or there's so many different changes. But this generation is the one that's going to change that. They are going to find the niche. They're going to figure out how to make news work for the people.
That is for sure an extraordinary achievement to accomplish. Another staff member here at NDP is carving out his journey while following his passion. That person is Mr. Clayton Winters. If you don't know him already, he's been a huge help for many years working at NDP's operations team. But now he's following his passion and helping NDP out in other ways.
Recently I I was in operations and I changed over to IT. I found NDP when I was 19, and so now I'm 29. I've been here about 10 years, and it started when I was really young. So for the first 10 years, I was actually subcontracted when I first started here, and then I moved into operations, and I was more of like doing events and setups and things like that. I always had a passion for information technology, just never had the chance to actually proceed on it, just because life gets busy when you get older and the opportunity arose, so I took it. I think my 10 years was past in the operations. I was done working outside, and I kind of wanted to grow with my career, so I wanted to shoot for something that could actually get me there. It means a lot to me. It gets me to show my kids that if you work hard, that it eventually pays off, whether or not if you're waiting for it or if it actually just comes to you. So with achieving your goals, just keep going for it. Don't let anybody tell you different, and just keep working hard, and eventually you'll get there. And if not, you can always change course and go somewhere else.
We're so excited to have Mr. Winters on our IT team. Congratulations to you and Miss Glenn for making this week's Saint of the Week.
We want to thank Black Rock Coffee at Thompson Peak and Bell for being NDP Live Video Announcements official sponsor.
And that's all we have for you this week, Saints. See you next time.
And thank you to all who have served and who are currently serving. We honor you today and every day.